Hello, hello, and welcome back to Griftlands. Last time, we finished off Rook's story, and this time, we're gonna play Smith. It's been a minute since I last recorded, because... Let me delete this brawl that I was doing. Because, I was dog sitting for about a week. And I just didn't have the time and energy to do this. So, but we're back. We're ready to do Smith, Prestige 6, as before. We can go over Smith's whole vibe really quick here, in case you didn't check in for the other two campaigns. And we can also go over Prestige. So once again, Prestige 6. You can't restart the day when you die. Non-boss enemies have upgraded abilities and have a chance to spawn as a promoted version. Negotiation opponents have improved arguments. Non-boss enemies are stronger in battle. Negotiation opponents have increased resolve and damage, and bosses are stronger in battle. Resolve is no longer restored after battle, and you only heal 50% of your health and resolve when you sleep. Allies are weaker in battle. Species boons are more powerful in battle, and bosses are even stronger. You start with 20% less maximum health and resolve. Everything costs 25% more shills, and you start with one fewer battle and graph slots. Battle graft and negotiation graph slots. So that's Prestige 6. What are we going to do for our perks here? Well, Smith... Something that they don't really tell you about Smith before you start is that Smith actually has more graph slots than both Rook and Sal to start with. Because his campaign is much longer, and so he has like a lot more opportunities to buy graphs. So unencumbered is not necessarily 100% needed for Smith. So I could take some other perks. Animal handling, again, is great, but only if you manage to find a pet, and that's random. Expanded assortment's great. More options when you pick graphs is always great. But I think in the interest of just keeping things consistent, I'm just going to keep it the same. And we're just going to stick with unencumbered. Smith is a vibe, and I'm excited to do his campaign. So why don't we just get started?
You were born to disappoint. When your wealthy parents tried to foot you with the bill of their ambitions, you left the check with your siblings and hit the road. Actions speak louder than words. So while you gambled and drank your way through every dive bar this side of the sea, your parents cleaned up after you, eager to keep the family name out of the ledgers. Meanwhile, your siblings flourished. Theru, the baby, grew out of diapers and into the Merchant's Guild, keeping his skin oiled. Mullafi, your twin sister, sharpened her teeth at the Admiralty, swimming up the ranks like a sharp-toothed eel. And Vixmali, the eldest, became a Hessian cardinal. Guess those family ties paid off. So at least when your parents finally died, they had 3 other broodlings to be proud of. But when you came home to claim your inheritance, it turns out that your parents weren't the only ones to feel resentful.
So, there we go. We begin. This isn't the first time you wake up in a gutter, but it is the first time it hurts so bad. You knew you weren't the family favorite, but to be kicked out of your own parents' funeral? Go over what happened, draft a negotiation card, or check yourself for bruises, draft a combat card. As per usual, negotiations are just less important than combat, so I'm going to go for a combat card. But we can take a look at what Smith's basic decks have. So he obviously has basic composure cards. Brag. Renowned 1. Increase the maximum damage of this card by 2. Renowned is an argument that you get from this. Name drop. Gain 2 renown, draw a card. When destroyed, deal 1. So, renown. When destroyed, deal 1 damage to your core argument per stack of renown. At the end of your turn, this deals 1 damage for every 2 stacks to a random opponent argument. At the start of your turn, renown is reduced by 1. Renown is an argument with 3 resolve. So, renown is basically like something that you can stack. It's a resource that you can stack that will do more damage the more you stack it. But if you ever lose it, it will do a ton of damage to you. So you need to be very careful. Well, sorry, if it ever gets destroyed. If it just like dissipates because you only had 1 renown and you ended your turn, that's fine. It doesn't do damage to you. But otherwise, that's scary. We've got the bully cards. These have bravado, so if you play multiple hostility cards in a row, they get stronger. And we have nepotism, which is sort of his like Sal's diplomatic instincts card. He gets self-promotion, gain 1 influence at the end of his turn, but then gain 1 influence, but then at the end of his turn, lose 1 influence. So kind of like setup, but worse. And clout, play this card twice. So that's, again, probably mostly for juicing bullies. So not very good on its own, but when it is leveled up, it gets quite good. And unlike Sal and Rook, he doesn't have an improvise card. So you have to be mindful of that. Smith's Battle Deck. Bash, drop kicks. Self-damage means something to Smith, because he has a way to regain health using a mechanic called Moxie, which we'll go over in our first fight. Smith's Arsenal. This allows him to add a hammer throw or a bottle smash into his hand. Hammer throw applies trauma. Trauma is a debuff that once it stacks all the way to 10, doubles the damage that occurs on the character that is hit with traumatized, which is really good. Bottle Smash expends an empty bottle in order to apply a wound. We know what wound does, but what are empty bottles? Well, empty bottles are cards that are inserted into your deck. They are 0 cost, draw a card cards that expend. So basically, they don't really take up a space in your deck unless you're being penalized for playing cards. They are used as a resource for cards like Bottle Smash. How do you get them? You get them from the drink keyword, from Smith's Flask. This is improvising a card from a pool of special cards. You always drink when you play it. Usually the card that you get from playing Smith's Flask will also have the drink keyword, so you will get usually about 2 empty bottles from playing Smith's Flask. So that's something to think about. And then we have Toughen Ups, which are like feints or whatever Rook's version of it is. I forget. And that's his basic battle deck. His basic battle deck is honestly kind of super weak, so we're going to look for combat cards. A fellow like you hasn't combed every bar in Averia without knowing how to throw a punch, but your sister knocked you down the moment you spoke disrespect. Okay. Hold'em. Threshold 4. Increase your Moxie by 4. So, if this card does 4 damage, which it has a 25% chance of doing by base, you will gain 4 Moxie. What is Moxie? Whenever you take damage on your turn, increase your Moxie by a random amount between 1 and 2. At the end of your turn, heal health equal to your Moxie, and then have your Moxie down to a minimum of 1. So, Hold'em, if it hits that 25% of hitting threshold 4, will basically heal you 4 damage, which is really good. Snellick's Finest. You drink it, you gain 5 Moxie, immediately 1 energy, totally reliable. Great card. I do like it a lot. Great to get early as well. Now remember, we have Ancient Warriors, so also these will upgrade when we take them. Shelve. Choose a card in your hand and place it on top of your draw pile. This is okay if you have something that it's useful for. I don't. I'm going to take a look at the upgrades here. Tall Hold'em basically makes it more likely to hit the threshold, changing it from a 25% to a 50%, which is not bad. And Enhanced Hold'em, which increases the amount of Moxie. I think Enhanced Hold'em is much better than Tall, because there are ways to guarantee that you hit the threshold. Snellick's Finest. It removes the expend, but it gives less Moxie. Terrible. Or more Moxie. Not that great. Shelve, let's see. Sticky, keeps it in your hand. Or this draws a card so it replaces itself. We're going to take Hold'em. Hold'em is a much better card than those other two. And I'm going to take Enhanced. Your bruises will heal, but you'll need to keep your arms spring-loaded if you don't want to be caught off guard again. Before you entered by the front entrance, elbowing your way through the crowd. This time, though, you head around the back. Hold it right there, Grifter. The captain has given me license to beat you down again if you need it. If you know who I am, you know I ain't no grifter. This is my house. Not anymore. Besides, I've been stationed here for 5 years, and this is the first time I've seen you. I have better things to do than let my glands harden around this dump, didn't I? Gradeshi politics are never kind, but to be disowned by your own brood, that must sting. It'd take time and self-reflection to notice where your feelings are at, and you'd rather avoid it altogether. Hello? Okay. My mouse just wouldn't click. You notice a box just inside the estate gates, a glint of precious metals catching your eye. Looks like some of the heirlooms from your parents' vacation home. We can either leave or demand one of the heirlooms. Obviously, we're going to demand one. You expect me to walk away empty-handed? My parents are dead, and I've got brood rights. Rights to that box, for instance. Brent glances over her shoulder in surprise. Seems the box was overlooked. No one here cares about your damn rights. I'm doing you a favor by turning you away like this. So, we can threaten Brent. This is an intimidation, which means that it will be a hostility-focused negotiation, which wouldn't be terrible. Or we could beat her up. It's funny. In our Sal run, Print was also our first encounter for Sal. Combats are more important than negotiations every single time, and the difference between these two things is that Print is nothing. Print will hate us either way, so we'll beat her up. Didn't expect to have to cave someone's face in on this side of the gates, but at least I'm used to it. Okay, so she's already doing 8 damage to us, which is scary. This is exactly what I wanted to see. So we have 2 things here. We have the Murder Bay Blaster, and we have the Hair of the Brock. The Rumble is okay. Rumble is expend an empty bottle card and apply 2 trauma, so if I needed to apply trauma, that would be really useful. Murder Bay Blaster will give us power for the rest of the combat, which will be great, because it'll increase our ability to hit the threshold on Enhanced Hold'em. But if we take Hair of the Rock, we gain 2 Adrenaline, which is basically like temporary power. Except unlike temporary power, it's not power with a debuff that takes it away. It's its own buff, so that basically you can't cleanse the debuff to keep the power, if that makes sense. Murder Bay Blaster is really, really good, but we only have 3 actions and we already used 1. She's doing 8 damage to us, and we need to play other cards. So, and also, the Murder Bay Blaster doesn't guarantee that we get the Moxie from Enhanced Hold'em, whereas the Hair of the Rock does. So, we're going to play the Hair of the Rock. Now we are guaranteed to get the Moxie that we need from the Enhanced Hold'em. So now we have 7. So Moxie will heal us by 7 at the end of the turn, which is awesome. And then it will reduce itself by half. So that's something to also consider. Now, all of our other attacks are more powerful this turn, and we will gain more Moxie if we play Dropkick, and we'll heal off the damage that we deal to ourselves anyway. So I think that's really fine. Now, what we have here is recoverable health. This is associated with the Alleviate keyword. I honestly mostly ignore Alleviate, but basically, if you deal self-damage on your turn, anything with the Alleviate keyword will heal that damage for you if it's still on the same turn. I don't worry about that. Moxie is better. So that will be our opener. So she did 8, but we're going to heal up 4 of that 8 immediately. Now we have Smith's Flask again. Cool. We got a Murder Bay Blaster. I'm going to drink that this time. Now, she's not doing any damage to us, and I think it would be in our best interest to start applying Traumatize to her, if at all possible. And the reason why we want to do that is trauma will build up every single time we hit her. And that'll help a lot. Okay, so now we've drawn an empty bottle because we've been drinking. So as you can see, in our draw pile, we have 1 empty bottle in the deck, and we have 2 in the discard. So we don't really do anything with bottles. It's totally fine to just play these so that we can draw our Enhanced Hold'em. This now has a 75% chance of hitting the threshold. So I'm going to go for that 75% because I can't up it anymore this turn. Cool. We hit the threshold. We got the Moxie. So we're going to heal a bunch. It might be in our best interest to toughen up. And now we can drop kick again. And because we have toughen up, that will actually block all the damage from the drop kick. So that's cool. Now, the Moxie triggers before her attack. So you need to remember that. Your Moxie will always trigger before the enemy actually goes for you, which is great. Again, there is almost no reason to keep these empty bottles in the decks, so I will just play them when I see them. Again, we have the 75% chance for the enhanced hold'em. We got it again, which means we're going to heal up all this damage, which is great. I think we're just going to go keep on the offensive, and I'm going to go for another drop kick and then a bash. And because our Moxie is so high, we will heal all the way to full. And this is the power of Moxie. This is why Enhanced Hold'em was a great first pick. I'm going to upgrade Smith's Flask basically immediately. So the earlier we can do that, the better. Okay. She's doing 9 damage to us this turn. I want to kind of avoid that. So we'll apply some Impair to her. That'll reduce her damage to us by at least a little bit. Again, we're going to heal before she goes. So I think that's fine. Do I want to play Toughen Up or Bash? I think we need to start moving toward ending this. Because we're fatigued this turn, so we're not going to gain any more EXP. She's not doing any damage to us this turn. And she's about to get traumatized. So we'll bash her. Now this will do 14. Now, I could hold out one more turn to try and heal up as much as possible. She does have 7 HP. Okay, great. We'll start with Smith's Flask. If I get Hair of the Rock, great. Awesome. We did. We play Enhanced Hold'em. Boom, she panics. We're going to heal all of our HP, and she's done. So great. Great first battle. Went perfect. Let's see what we've got. Cheers. This is just a flat, this is basically just like an upgraded bash that drinks. If we needed extra empty bottles, this would be a good pick. I don't really want to draft it because if I draft it, it will upgrade. And I don't really want that. We have Kradeshi Cup. This is a chain card. So basically, the first time you play it, it adds the next version of the card back into your draw pile. But to start the Kradeshi Cup, you need 2 actions, and it's only 4 damage. It does add, again, more drinks, more empty bottles into our deck, so that's interesting. I don't think it's very good, though. Maybe if we had a lot more actions and needed a lot more empty bottles for stuff, but currently this doesn't really help us that much. And Clean House. Discard up to 3 cards and draw that many. Take 2 damage per card discarded. Basically, this is a way to increase your Moxie by doing a lot of self-damage and shuffle your hand. So it's actually decent deck manip. And when we take it, it will be upgraded to be pale or draw more cards. I'm actually going to take this. I think it's a little bit of a strong early pick, shall we say. I might regret it, but the self-damage isn't that bad. Like, again, taking self-damage is actually not bad for Smith, because it gives him more Moxie. And usually his Moxie will heal him up. Like, the Moxie will heal before the enemy actually hits you. And what you can do is you can try to manipulate it by, like, changing around your defense values and stuff like that. So, it's pretty good. So we'll take that, and we'll make it free. All I wanted was oh god, Jesus Christ. All I wanted was what's rightfully mine. Not on the guest list, she said, except my fist was on the guest list to your face. Well, it's for a bauble. Take it then, but I'll be telling your siblings about this. They'll reclaim what's theirs if they need to. You open the box. There's not much in here, and most of it's useless. So, we can upgrade a battle card. Unnecessary. We can gain some healing vapors, which would be fine, but not fantastic. And we can get a cranial incision. Add a negotiation graph slot. I guess this is the best one to pick, so I guess I'll take it. You take what's yours, or at least the only thing you're allowed. Now leave. Wait a second. I got questions. This isn't your funeral, but if you want it to be, I suppose I can't stop you from sticking around. Ask then. What's with all the peasants, huh? No way they're here to give a damn about this rotten family. They're pilgrims, or so they claim. The cult has allowed them access. That's all I need to know. Pilgrims? For what? Why, for you, of course. The prodigal son returned. Got a lot of sass for someone at the top of my shuck list. This is all some big scam, ain't it? At least tell me how they died if I don't get to see the bodies. You aren't alone there. No one has. Ah, something fishy after all, eh? Something fishy and large, more like. Not sure how you made it all the way here without hearing the news, but I shan't spoil it for you. You'll have to find someone else to share the grisly details of their demise. Hear that? That's the sound of a plot thickening. The plot, or perhaps just the blood in your brain. Still don't make sense. Why'd Mullafi even tell me about the funeral if I wasn't even going to be allowed in, huh? Mystery you'll have to uncover for yourself. There's no love for you here, I'll tell you that much. I didn't ask you. Actually, you did. Attempt to leave with a mode of dignity. You're not getting into the family home, that's for sure. Fine. I don't need this dump. I've traveled the world. See you on the flipper side, chump. I love Smith. He's such an asshole. You've been out of the foam long enough to dilute your recollection, but it's not long before you see a familiar face. If memory serves, it's one of the many hangers-on in your parents' social orbit. But there was also a rumor, wasn't there? Some sort of falling out? Cash! Oh? Smith, isn't it? My condolences for what happened to your parents. You'd be the first to say so. Say, speaking of my parents, did you ever settle up with them? You know, after the, whatever it was. Settle up? You mean with the... Well, we had an understanding. I'd stay out of their way, and they'd... You know, I'm actually late for a meeting. I should really run. Wonderful to see you, of course. You smell an opportunity. It's not just the off-brand perfume he's wearing. Play upon Cash's sympathies. Or threaten Cash with blackmail, or demand money, but he'll hate us. You don't want merchants to hate you, or we can just let him go. I'm going to take the easier negotiation that doesn't end up with him disliking us, because pissing off merchants is bad. But I do want the money. Of course, I was the black sheep of the family, and they never treated either of us all that great, did they? I love that all of the grifters are manipulative pricks. It's really funny to me. He's gonna do damage to us, and we're gonna be okay with that. So I played Composure, and I took some Renown because I like having it. Nepotism is good to play to level it up, but I want to make inroads because this guy will give us kickbacks, and we need to take him out. Like, you need to be quick against merchants. So he's going for our Renown. So basically, if he manages to destroy that, we lose a lot of HP. So obviously that's bad. But if we just bewilder ourselves and we just let him take it, we can play 2 Brags. The Renown won't do any damage. He'll destroy it. And we won't take any damage because of our Composure. Now, he has Tribute, which is great. We don't have any Renown, so our Brags are weak. We can destroy this. Well, we could try to destroy it. We will destroy it. The Renown will take care of it. So now we'll draw an extra card. Merchants are basically all the same on day 1. But we do need to speed this up. Again, this guy, he's gonna get just worse and worse the longer we let this go. I'm gonna play both of my Brags. Sometimes the bad rolls just keep on coming and they keep on coming. The bad deal sucks. I wish I could do anything about it, but I can't. We need to end this. And I think we're just going to triple bully to try and end it. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. I'm going to pay 5 shills to end it. I should have played the other cards first. But that's fine. I would rather pay 5 shills to get 60 and not take so much resolve damage than do anything else. Okay, let's take a look at what cards we have. We have Degrade, hits twice, can target opponents or friendly arguments. So some arguments, if you destroy them yourself, become stronger. So this would actually be great if we already had Hot Air, for example. Goon, which this is the old version of Goon. The new version of Goon hadn't happened yet. That hadn't become common yet. But we can create an argument where we start gooning, and basically this is just a 1 damage argument that we get to keep, and it starts with 2 resolve every turn, which is pretty good. We also get 50 if we take either of these. Or Hot Air. Targets an opponent argument for each turn for 2 damage. If this argument is destroyed by you, recreate it and increase its damage by 3. So this is basically just a better Goon that also gets better if you destroy it, like with a Degrade. So we'll be looking out for another Degrade later. And you can also upgrade it so that you can play it multiple times, which I think is probably the better upgrade for this point in the game. So basically, it is just kind of like a doubt that we can maybe upgrade if we get some better cards, if we get some cards that synergize with it. So that's cool. Folks like us gotta stick together, you know? What with the state of things being so upheavally. For what it's worth, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. There's no bad blood between you and me, as far as I figure. That's kind, Smith. Suspiciously so, seeing as it's the foam. But in honor of these words, here. It's not much, but hopefully it'll see you to better days. You're right. It's not much, but I'll take it. Thanks for the boost, pal. Boy. Okay. The Hideaway isn't your first choice of a bar, but it's the only one that doesn't have a bouncer at the door keeping pilgrims away. Inside, the air is humid and heavy, the way most Pradeshi like it. You take a deep breath to coat your lungs, and for the first time, you actually feel at home. It takes a moment for you to notice the Jirackle barkeep, hair slick with the heat. Hey, barkeep, whatever you got that's on the house. I'm in mourning. On the house? You got another thing coming if you think... Smith? Got it in one, do I? The nervous twitching of the Drackle's nose brings back fond memories of your school days. Sweet Mareef, you old fluff, how you been, buddy? Boy, is it good to see a friendly face. I've had a hell of a week. Yeah? Well, you and me both, I guess. Is there something you want, or are you just here to ask for free swill? Because you're extra sensitive, you notice that Sweet Mareef is looking a little limp. Oh boy. What's up? Pearl on the phone. Now this is the place that we're in, is Pearl on the phone. Both the spiritual home of the mercantile class and the mercantile home of the spiritual class. Its balmy beaches offer a welcome respite for the cutthroat Hessians of Supplicant City, but its troubles lay just below the surface. What's the deal with all these pilgrims, anywho? Not like the neighborhood to tolerate so much riffraff. It's the great beaching, of course. Though what wasn't? You don't know? What are you back in town for, then? My parents' funeral, you must have heard. But that's the same thing. A luminous behemoth beached itself on the shore about a week past. Just sent out tentacles anchored into the mud and heaved itself onto land. Everyone's sure it's some sign from Hesh. Ah, wild. What's that got to do with my parents? Well, jeez, I hate to be the one to tell you this. They were mud bathing on the shore when it happened. Oh, afraid so. So they got crushed by a giant fucking fish. Great. With all these pilgrims, you'd think business would be hopping. You'd think, but the ones who mean it are only drinking salt water. Normally I cater to, you know, nobles and such. But none of them want to be seen at a bar with no security, not when the huddled masses are about. Ha! I ain't never been afraid of slumming, and look where it's got me. Word on the street is you've been disowned. It's got nothing to do with it. Whatever you say, Smith. Anything you can do to entice folk back in? Bars in the south know how to stay competitive. Yeah, well, with the gates guarded, it's a lot harder to get gray matter. Stuff that falls outside the cult's list of acceptable vices. If I could get some of that, it might put me back on the map. That can't be too hard. There's got to be enough people paying bribes to keep the Jakes in rotation. Oh, definitely. But there's a lot more Luminari wandering around than usual. Admiralty I know how to handle, but Luminari, they never look the other way. Ah, I'm not afraid of no Hessian. My family's been in the cult since I was a tadpole. Well, mine were late converts, and I got the bald patches to show for it. Okay. I'm to help your old friend. Life's got you down. Time to hit that bar. Yeah, well, whatever you're doing, count me in. We're friends after all. We are? Oh, buds like you and me, we gotta stick together. We do? And what can I do to help, huh? Just say the word and your old pal Smith will knock some heads for you. Assuming this ain't some trick, I got a lead on something that might help. I just didn't have the muscle to see it done. Hey, I got enough to spare. So leave it to me. Sure, Smith. Whatever you say. Okay. So we have Three's party. It's a negotiation. Sweet Marif needs you to drum up some business for his bar. Or render unto Hesh. Sweet Marif needs you to get one of 2 rival tithe collectors off his back. The shield reward is the same for either of these. This one is battle and negotiation, and this one is just a negotiation. We get a lumen grenade, which is whatever. Or we get restoration, which we might need for our resolve. So actually, I think render unto Hesh is probably better. I got Hessians coming out the wazoo. It's been enough with the best of times, keeping up with the tides, but after the beaching, I also have like not been doing a good job with Sweet Marif. I think he's more of like kind of a scaredy boy, and I've just been playing him sort of normal. So I'm gonna angle more toward that, I think. I got Hessians coming out the wazoo. It's bad enough under the best of times, keeping up with the tides, but after the beaching, forget about it. Now I've got 2 Hessians coming around to bother me for tides, and they aren't comparing notes. One wants it for the church, and the other wants it for a beach cleanup operation. You tell one about the other? Yeah, but they tell me to ignore the other and pay them. I'm stuck between them and no way forward. That doesn't mean spending my last shill. Sweet Marif needs to get one of them off his back. I should get both of them off his back. So there's ya boy and Okonomi. Ya boy is corrupt enough to keep the tithes to himself, so it doesn't surprise me the Luminitiate doesn't want him paid. Okonomi is just a Luminitiate, but they can be scarier than the higher ranks because they got something to prove. I was almost one of those, you know, before I said, Ash, no, don't ask me again, and split. You, as a Luminari, now that's a scary thought. Don't waste too much brain power on it. I wouldn't have made the cut even if I tried. Okay, so Sweet Marif is our fish. Sweet Marif does actually, I think, like us. Oh, no, he doesn't. Wait, what? Boy, here's Sweet Marif's voice. Okay, I didn't realize you could make the play voice lines. It's kind of funny. He's got the usual cadre of shit, which we don't need. And we can go to our room, because we have a room here, in case that's not clear. So, okay, we can choose which one that we want to go to. So, Okonomi... or ya boy. Why don't we go check out Okonomi? You arrive at the training facility. It smells like effort and fervor. Hey, recruit, you're late. What? Who, me? Did I say you could talk? Hesh demands you hold your tongue, unless you've proven yourself worthy of speaking in its name. The assembled Luminitiates form a circle around you. There's no escape. Okay, so I gotta fight some Lumicites. That's fine. Let's do it. Okay. I'm gonna start with this pale clean house, actually. It's gonna do a bunch of damage to me, but that is okay. Unlikely to play more than one toughen up, so we'll just get rid of all these. We did not draw the thing I wanted to draw, but that is okay. I haven't drunk, so I can't use Bottle Smash, which is a shame. Otherwise, that would help with our Enhanced Hold'em, which I think I'm still going to play. We are going to go for the Hammer Throw. We got to focus on one of these Lumicites, but we also need to take a look at them. So, when a Wild Lumicite receives damage, reduce Kindling by 1 and apply Kindling to the attacker. At the end of the Wild Lumicite's turn, convert all Kindling to temporary power. So, basically, we steal damage from them, actually. So that's actually great. But it's only if we deal damage to them. So, that's something to consider. I'm going to actually go for the drop kick then, so that I actually deal damage to steal its Kindling. And then we'll go for the Hold'em. It didn't take. That's fine. We recover most of our HP, only to lose it, but that's okay. This one got temporary power, but so did we. Strength from our flask. I want the Murder Bay Blaster. Again, they're going to do a shitload of damage to us, and I'm just kind of banking on that not being a problem. And ooh, I don't think I can afford to take any self-damage. I wonder if I should just... The problem is that these guys are going to get worse. I didn't do enough damage to steal Kindling. That's bad. Okay, well... Hopefully we don't die on our first, technically second combat. Okay, now we have empty bottles. So now, I can use Bottle Smash to guarantee the Moxie from Enhanced Hold'em, which is great. I can't kill the Lumicite before it gets me, but I can get rid of it for next turn. Or I can make it easier to get rid of next turn. Again, we're going to take a bunch of damage. I'm going to have to live with it. This is getting pretty spicy, though. We still have a bottle, which means I can once again guarantee my Moxie gain, which I'm going to do. Lumicite's down. I could throw a drop kick. And I will. Even though I would probably prefer to heal, but it's fine. But now that there's only one Lumicite, we'll be doing much better. Let's play the Flask again. We did not get the Murder Bay Blaster. I am gonna Big Brain then. That's fine. I think we just go straight for damage here. Especially since we're gonna heal 6. Now this has Kindling. I'm gonna play the Flask again. That'll upgrade it. We got Hair of the Rock, which is great. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, we got the Moxie, but we didn't steal its Kindling, which sucks. I'd like to do more damage to it, but I think at this point I need to start recovering. So I'm gonna block. We're fatigued. That's totally fine. At this point we have a 75% to get this Moxie. I would love to hit that. We got it. Okay, so we're healing. And let's use one bash. Okay, cool. If we use this other bash, we're done here, and we heal for 10. Nice. Okay, great. Only lost 7 HP, got some resolve back, upgraded Smith's Flask, which is awesome. I almost always take this. Wide Flask is good, but I almost always take boosted. And And let's take a look at our cards here. Nap, apply 4 defense, draw 2 cards next turn. Not terrible. Actually pretty good card if you want to like keep drawing back to like one particular card. And it also gives you a lot of defense, which is really nice. Power through. For the rest of your turn, any damage you receive is reduced to 1. This isn't bad if you have extra energy. And it would work well with our clean house. And swig. Drink 2. Gain 1 of the following. 2 moxie, 2 adrenaline, 4 defense, or 1 power. Swig is really, really good as a way to enter into getting power or adrenaline, but it's inconsistent. Because right now we basically have one card that I want to play over and over and over again, I think I'm going to go for the nap for the additional draw. Also, it's just really good because it's kind of like Predator from Slay the Spire, but defensive. You catch your breath. Seems kind of unfair. You made your pets do it. You did pretty well for a greenhorn. I'm not a recruit, you doof. I just had some questions. No kidding. And you got off easy. I would have made you fight 2 rounds if I'd known you were just a gawker. What the hell's going on? What is this place anyway? This is the future of the cult, of course. Each recruit you see is fighting for the chance to be a servant to the tides. We abandon all ego and accept only purpose. That true? Of course. A luminari has to be a vessel without pride. Mine, I'm better at it than most. Offer to deal with ya boy. Your boy is very comfortably ensconced in the cult hierarchy. Economy is leading a band of rogue luminitiates who have been terrorizing the local populace. Interesting. Why are you charging Sweet Marie for tithes? He already pays his tithes. You can afford another. Sweet Marie pays his tithes to a pretender. If Hesh doesn't exert its will through your boy, it's because he is too bloated and lazy to move. We are the ones doing beach patrols, honoring the beast. We bathe in its blubber and cleanse ourselves with the foamy brine at its mouth. Or what we think it's its mouth. Does the fancy bishop in Supplicant City know you're double-dipping like this? They aren't here. The great beaching is. Hesh's will seems clear. Okay, so we can offer to deal with your boy. For this freak. Or we can probably go to your boy. So what do you want us to do about your boy? Because he's just as insistent as you are that Sweet Marie keeps paying. Perhaps Hesh has brought you here for a reason then. Perhaps your purpose is to dispose of your boy. Goody? Your boy will be collecting from Alan later today. Convince Alan to change the meeting location to somewhere out of the way. Then you can kill him. Not your boy! And what will you be doing while I do all your dirty work? Training for a glorious future. Now go! Embody Hesh's will. Okonomi shoos you at the door, clearly thinking you should embody it somewhere else. Well, shit. Okay. So, we can either go talk to your boy, or we can talk to Alan. Will I be forced into some bullshit? Because, like, if I get forced into a negotiation for just going to visit your boy, that would be great. Because EXP is awesome. And if I could just leave without doing anything, like without committing to anything, that would be also good. Hesh compound is, in a word, stuffy. You were stopped by a dour-looking luminary. This compound is closed by the order of the bishop. So we can convince Bucklow that we have urgent business, or we can bribe him. Let's convince him. Please, I have to talk to your boy. It's urgent cult business. I know I'm mostly just juicing for EXP, but it's fine. But negotiating with cultists is so much easier than negotiating with others. Because cultists don't actually do anything most of the time. I'm going to stack an extra renown. Oh, playing an enduring hot air would be great, but it doesn't give me EXP. So I'm going to play a brag instead. But I stacked the renown, and the reason why I did that is because obviously renown gives passive damage, which is really great. Okay, this needs to go. So I'm going to play 2 bullies to get rid of it. This thing is annoying, and I want to get rid of it with a brag. Nice. Great roll. Excellent work. Sorry I'm not reading the arguments as much for these guys. It's because they're always the same, and we've already fought Hessians in other characters' campaigns, and this is they all work the exact same way. So, yeah. So this is actually a situation in which playing nepotism is actually good, because we can gain influence. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to go over Smith's core argument, which is confrontational. Whenever any argument is created, deal 1 damage to your random target. So that's Smith's thing. So creating and destroying arguments is actually really good for Smith, because it does bonus damage. But now that we have influence, we can destroy this easily. Also, one of the uses of degrade would have been to destroy this argument. And if we destroyed that, we would get to keep the influence, which I think is cool. But that makes it so that brag doesn't cost anything. Or that makes it so that brag will always deal 5 damage for the turn, which is awesome. And we're going to play another name drop. For XP purposes. So this would have given us more resolve, which is sort of nice, I suppose. We can actually finish this off now if we want it. And we might need to. I'm definitely going to play nepotism again for the self-promotion. Because if he destroys that, we'll take a bunch of resolve damage. I don't want to deal with it. And we'll play a bully for the XP, and we'll play brag to upgrade it. We could have gotten 1 more turn of EXP out of that, but I think it's better to avoid that if necessary. Okay. Pursue. Improvise a card from your discard pile and increase its damage by 2 this negotiation. Not terrible if we had better cards. Subtle setup. Create. Whenever this argument takes damage, deal that much damage to a random opponent argument. Subtle setup is an argument with 4 resolve. So basically, it's like a countering argument if the enemy attacks it, which is nice. And we have Crass. Gain 2 dominance and 1 vulnerability. This is insanely good for a hostility deck. I'm going to take a look at my upgrades. We have Tall Brag, and we have Visionary Brag. We have Brag of Clarity, and Tall Brag again. And we have Famous Brag and Tall Brag again. Okay, so of these, Brag of Clarity, to get it out of our deck, because I think what we're doing is we're taking Crass. And the reason why I want to take Crass is because getting it this early is great. And the extra so we can make Crass basically have no downside. But I think taking 1 extra damage for 1 turn for an extra turn of dominance and extra damage is totally fine. The other 2 brags, we have Visionary for drawing cards. Visionary is okay. What was the other option? I'll take Famous. And for this one, I'll take Tall. Because it'll do 7 damage if I have Influence. And just because we're going for a hostility deck doesn't necessarily mean that Influence is useless. So I think that's good. All right. If you're on official business, you may enter. Great! You're not supposed to be in here. Why does everyone keep saying that? I'm here on behalf of Sweet Marif. Ah, yes, the barkeep. A very lucrative parishioner. This is definitely a different voice from your boy, because we had your boy in Rook's campaign. This is definitely a different voice. I'm definitely doing a different voice for him. But it's fine. I just don't remember these guys as much. He won't be if Okonomi keeps double dipping from his pockets. Ah, yes. The new recruits are always overzealous, but the great beaching has whipped them into a frenzy. Youth will be youth, eh? Ask about Okonomi. Why is the cult letting Okonomi collect tithes? It's not. But with the pilgrims about, it's difficult to keep track of the ledgers. Resources are stretched thin. Some of the initiates are taking advantage of the lapsed supervision, not to mention allowing dangerous ideology to incubate and fester. There's no doubt that the Great Beaching is a sign, but the ranks are torn asunder trying to interpret its meaning. Okonomi in particular is espousing dangerous idolatry, bordering on heresy. We can offer to deal with Okonomi, or we could just leave. Your boy is very comfortably ensconced in the cult hierarchy. Maybe I could do something to help with your Okonomi problem. Perhaps. If you could convince Braille to open an investigation, I'm sure she could find something. With their heresy exposed, the cult hierarchy will have no choice but to act. I meant maybe I could just hit them really hard or something. This all sounds very dry. They're too strong to attack directly. Trust me, this is the only way. Now go. I have shields to count. Your boy signals to his security, who pushes you out the door. So, do we help your boy, or do we help Okonomi? One of them is asking us to murder the other one, whereas the other wants them to be investigated for heresy. So it's kind of difficult. But oh yes, so the Great Beaching. So that's what this whole thing is, right? This thing, this big ass like sea star, that's the Great Beaching. That's the fish. So that's fucking awesome. Let's see. So we can either kill your boy, or we can convince Braille to deal with Okonomi. I don't know. Ambushing and killing your boy seems dangerous, but it does give me a battle card, which I am interested in. Because this deck is still... It's got glue, but it doesn't have kill. But that's also kind of the issue. I think we do... I think we go for this because I know that this is going to end in combat. Oh god, Alan's a fucking merchant. Oh Christ. Alan's prices are fair, even when this guy's aren't. What are you on about then? Ask Alan about your boy. I hear you got a meeting with your boy today. Yeah, what's it to you? Bribe, convince, or bully. Or beat her up. Convince. Thing is, your boy is about to have a fall from grace. It will be a good idea for you to establish, new connections. Only thing you gotta do is move the meeting. Simple, right? I fucking hate merchants. Okay. I would love to play Boosted Crass. I want to play my Hot Air as soon as possible, though. I wish I could just, like, destroy my own arguments, but I can't. Valid target. I mean, I could play the Boosted Crass. Well, there's no reason to take damage this turn. Okay, we have the Brag of Clarity, which is nice. She's going to destroy my Hot Air. I don't want that to happen. So we'll defend it. And we'll play both of the bullies. We're going to get a bad deal soon. Hot Air is destroying that, but she's going to destroy my Hot Air. I won't be able to do anything about it. The hand... Oh, God, the hand is garbage. I could get even more renown. Or I could just try to end it. Sucks to try and end it this fast, but... I'll take some resolve damage here, but it'll probably be fine. Oh, no. The Hot Air triggered before. Okay, great. Cool. That was an easy negotiation. Let's take a look at our upgrades. I'll take a Visionary Bewilder. And I'll take a Visionary Bully. Those are both good. We have Quip. Whenever your core argument is attacked, deal 3 damage to a random target. Not bad. Circle back. Duplicate a friendly argument, then destroy the original. This is fantastic. This is fantastic because we have Hot Air. And save face, spend 2 down, apply 5 composure. That's really good. We're going to take Circle back. It'll be good for your future profits. Huh. And my future prospects, I suspect. Fine, I'll play. Where do you want the meeting to happen? Somewhere secluded. I have regrets. He's not very subtle about what he's going to do. You find your boy in Alan. When did you want to meet here this time? I'm so sorry. Hey! What's the meaning of this? Okonomi sends his warmest regards. Okay, so we can demand your boy leave the pearl, or we could just kill him. This guy's wanted dead, so... And Alan's still here. Nothing personal. Okay. Let's take a look at what we got. Smith's Boosted Flask. Boosted Hair of the Brock guarantees our hold'em. And I'm going to play a nap for the extra draw. And we just got a Flourish, which is great. We won't need it, but... Now, why did I do all that? It's mostly just set up. Okay, cool. I'm going to take Boosted Chug. Yep, we're just going to keep chugging until I see something that's actually worth my time. I'll take the Hair of the Rock, but I won't play it this turn. I need to start doing damage to you, boy. We have the thing, so I'm not super worried about taking damage because we have the hold. Okay, this is a good opportunity to use Clean House. So there's the enhanced hold'em. We could also use the nap, but I want to play the enhanced hold'em this turn. So I'm actually going to remove all of these. Okay, that got us the flask back. Great. Again, I just want to chug so I can play something that I actually want. Okay, Visionary Big Rain. And we're already back to the nap, which is kind of funny. And I'll play the bottle. I was really hoping to get that Hair of the Rock back in hand, which, unfortunate. All right, well, let's go for the 25%. Okay, that didn't happen. That's totally fine. Yeah, I'll draw 2 extra cards next turn. Oh, favored by Hesh, by the way. When he dies, everybody's panic meter goes up. Not a problem since we're fighting him a lot. I'm just going to play all these empty bottles because I simply don't need them. Okay. At this point, I won't be able to use this and get my hold'em in the same hand, so I might as well just use it. We will nap, drop kick, bash, I think. Flask, Hair of the Rock. Enhanced Hold'em. Gives us the Moxie. We really need to move towards killing this guy. He's chopping us up here. Nice. This'll do a bunch of damage to him. And we'll probably take him out next turn. Annihilation. The next 2 cards you play will expend. That will not matter. Because we are done. Let's try not to take self-damage when we're just about to finish him. didn't get the 75%, 25%. That is okay. Now we are supposed to kill him, so I need to remember to kill him, or we will get no reward for this quest. So we killed your boy. We got our resolve back. We can take a Blessed Hessian Amulet, discard any number of cards, and heal 3 per card, but destroy this after 2 uses. Not a terrible card, but I have better cards, so I don't think I need it. And let's take a look at what we've got here. Splinter. Attack a random enemy. Expend 1 empty bottle card from your deck to apply to impair. Conquer. Hits all enemies. This card deals bonus damage equal to half of your defense. Not terrible. And Hole Up. Gain 6 defense at the start of your next turn. No. All of these are not very good. So we're just going to skip them. Let's take a look at this drop kick. Flying drop kick. Take 3 damage, gain 1 evasion, or quench drop kick. Take 3 damage, deals 4 bonus damage if you drink this turn. Flying drop kick is insanely good, and I'm taking it. This I don't know if I want it. I am a little low on HP. And I don't have many cards. I think this is fine. I will take it. And we gain the negotiation card Dangerous for murdering him. When this is in your hand, hostility cards deal 1 bonus damage, and diplomacy cards deal 1 less damage. And we can destroy it by playing it. This is actually not bad as long as we have draw. Because we're kind of a hostility deck anyway. Your boy is dead. You wonder what this will do to local cult politics.
Hideki.
Hi. What's up? Now that the corruption has been uprooted, you don't have to pay that old crook anymore. You just have to pay me. Oh, okay. Do you think I could start getting receipts for my tithes? Or I want to say yes, but Hesh is saying no. Hey, Smith, that old breeze is gone. That's great. If you ever need backup, swing by the center. I'll lend you a recruit. Sounds good. I can whip him into shape for you. Thanks, Smith. You just have my tithes. You get paid 100 shills. You gain 1 medal. And we restore... Oh, right. I totally forgot about this. Lol. Okay, let's take the HP. We're good then. I didn't need to take the amulet at all. But with that, Sweet Marif now likes us. Hooray! And we can talk to him for more quests. But we can also go here now to look for the minitiates to hire for jobs. Which I think is neat. But we've definitely gone over an hour. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. So see you then. Bye-bye.